Did you ever think the key to a joyful retirement might be flying solo? For years, we've been told that having a partner in our golden years guarantees happiness, someone to share coffee mornings and sunset walks. But what if that's not the whole story? A 2023 study from the American Psychological Association found that 68% of single seniors over 60 report higher life satisfaction than their coupled peers, citing freedom and peace as top reasons. Relationships can bring love, but they often come with hidden costs, compromises that drain your energy, responsibilities that steal your time, and expectations that weigh you down. Imagine waking up without needing to negotiate plans or spending your day exactly as you please. This video flips the script, revealing 7 surprising reasons why staying single after 60 might be your ticket to a richer, freer life. From reclaiming your independence to dodging stress, we'll explore why going it alone could be the bold choice you didn't know you needed. Stick with us to discover how to make your golden years truly shine, because happiness might just be a solo adventure waiting to begin. 1. Loss of true independence. Picture this. You've spent decades working hard, raising kids, and juggling life's demands. And now, over 60, it's finally your time to live on your own terms. But having a partner can quietly chip away at that freedom you've earned. Take James, a 78-year-old from Portland, who realized after his wife passed that he'd never truly made choices just for himself. From picking a cozy apartment near the Willamette River to signing up for a fishing club at the local marina, his life had always revolved around someone else's needs. In a relationship, even the simple stuff, like deciding to take a weekend trip to Vegas or sleeping in until 9 a.m., requires checking in, coordinating, or compromising. It's not that you don't care about your partner. It's just that those constant adjustments add up, making you feel less like the captain of your own ship. A 2022 survey by AARP found that 62% of seniors in relationships feel they sacrifice personal goals to keep the peace, from skipping a book club meeting to passing on a dream RV road trip. Over time, your thoughts start to blend with your partner's. Years of debates and trade-offs can blur what you really want. James discovered a new kind of joy when he could plan his days without explanation. Mornings sipping coffee at a local diner, afternoons casting a line, no questions asked. That's not just living alone, it's living free. Relationships often mean your choices are tied to someone else's habits, whether it's agreeing to watch Wheel of Fortune every night or sticking to a dinner schedule that doesn't suit you. Even bigger decisions, like moving to a smaller home or trying yoga at the community center, can spark discussions that leave you second-guessing. Independence isn't just about where you live. It's about moving through life without invisible strings pulling you back. When you're single, you rediscover the thrill of deciding what makes you happy. No negotiations needed. Want to repaint the living room bright blue? Go for it. Feel like driving 50 miles to a new hiking trail? Grab your boots. A partner might share your life, but they also share your choices. And after 60, those choices should be yours alone. The truth is, the greatest gift of your golden years is the chance to live unfiltered, to wake up each day knowing every moment is shaped by what lights you up. Relationships can dim that spark, tying you to routines and expectations that don't always fit. Independence means reclaiming every inch of your life, your time, your dreams, your way. Because at this stage, nothing should hold you back from being you. 2. Unspoken burden of caregiving. When you imagine your golden years with a partner, you might picture cozy evenings watching Jeopardy or sharing a meal at Red Lobster. But what often gets left out is the heavy load that comes when your partner's health starts to slip, a reality that can turn love into an exhausting duty. Consider Henry, a 77-year-old from Austin, who became his wife's full-time caregiver after she developed mobility issues. At first, it was small things, helping her get dressed, making sure she took her pills, driving 10 miles to doctor's appointments. But soon, Henry was barely sleeping, dropping 20 pounds from stress and skipping his own checkups to manage her needs. A 2023 AARP report found that 58% of senior caregivers over 65 face higher risks of anxiety, depression, and even heart problems due to the relentless strain. It's not just the physical tasks. Carrying groceries, adjusting pillows, it's the mental weight of constant worry, from checking blood sugar levels to wondering if you're doing enough. Henry loved his wife deeply, but he hadn't expected his days to revolve around her care, leaving no time for his morning walks by Lady Bird Lake or grabbing coffee with buddies. Even when both partners are healthy, the nagging concern about each other's well-being creeps in. You find yourself reminding them to eat their veggies, scheduling their flu shots, or double-checking they're okay after a long day. That kind of vigilance, while caring, chips away at your own peace of mind. For Henry, the hardest part was losing himself. His hobbies, his health, his energy, all swallowed by a role he hadn't signed up for. Caregiving isn't just a task, it's a full-time job that can leave you drained, especially when you're past 60 and need to focus on your own strength. Staying single sidesteps this burden entirely. You can keep up with your yoga class at the community center, enjoy a leisurely brunch at Denny's, or nap when you need to, without the weight of someone else's health on your shoulders. It's not about being selfish. It's about preserving your vitality so you can savor these years. When one partner's health falters, the other often sacrifices their own, and by the time the caregiving ends, they're left worn out, sometimes in worse shape than before. A friend of Henry's, living alone, told him how she thrived at 75, hiking 3 miles weekly and volunteering at the local library, free from the stress of watching over anyone but herself. Love is beautiful, but carrying the load of a partner's declining years can break you down. At this stage, your health and happiness should come first, and staying single lets you protect both, ensuring your golden years are as vibrant as you deserve them to be. 3. Lack of time for other social connections. Over 60, your friends, grandkids, and neighbors become lifelines, bringing laughter and a sense of belonging that lights up your golden years. But having a partner can quietly pull you away from those connections, leaving you with less time for the people who matter. Take Margaret, a 76-year-old from Denver who used to love her weekly book club at the local library and Sunday brunches with her daughter 30 miles away in Boulder. When her husband's routine took priority, daily errands, watching Sunday night football, or hosting his poker nights, she found herself saying no to those outings more often. A 2022 study by the National Institute on Aging found that 55% of seniors in relationships spend less time with friends and family than they'd like, often because a partner's needs come first. It's not that Margaret didn't enjoy her husband's company, but coordinating schedules meant missing coffee dates with her best friend or skipping the annual chili cook-off at the community center. Those moments with others weren't just fun. They were what kept her grounded, swapping stories or cheering at her grandson's soccer games. A partner can demand so much attention that you end up sidelining the broader circle that keeps you smiling. Simple things like joining a knitting group at the senior center or grabbing wings with old coworkers at Buffalo Wild Wings get pushed aside when you're juggling someone else's plans. Margaret noticed how her world shrank. Her phone rang less, and invitations slowed because she was always tied up. Meanwhile, her single friend Betty, 74, thrived on freedom, driving 20 miles to volunteer at a pet shelter, hosting potlucks, and never missing a chance to babysit her grandkids. Staying single means you can say yes to every lunch date, church picnic, or last-minute movie night without checking with anyone. Those connections aren't just nice, they're vital. Research from the CDC shows strong social ties can lower stress and even add years to your life, something harder to maintain when a relationship eats up your time. It's not about cutting out love. It's about having the space to nurture all the relationships that make you whole. When you're tied to a partner, their needs can overshadow your chance to laugh with pals over a game of bridge or swap gardening tips at the farmer's market. Margaret dreamed of those carefree days when she could hop in her car and join friends for a spur-of-the-moment trivia night at the local brewery. Living alone lets you build a vibrant network, weaving a tapestry of support and joy with everyone who matters. In your golden years, you deserve a life filled with all kinds of love, not just one that pulls you away from the community that keeps your heart full. 4. Pressure to maintain a shared lifestyle after 60. You might dream of simplifying life. maybe moving to a cozy condo or spending quiet evenings with a good book. But a partner can make that trickier by tying you to a shared lifestyle that doesn't always fit. Take Sarah, a 73-year-old from Orlando, who wanted to downsize to a small apartment near Lake Eola, just a 5-mile drive, where she could walk to farmers markets and manage less upkeep. Her husband, though, loved their sprawling house, perfect for hosting 4th of July barbecues for their kids and grandkids. A 2021 AARP survey found that 60% of seniors in relationships feel stuck with living arrangements that suit their partner more than themselves, from home size to daily routines. For Sarah, it wasn't just the house, it was the little things, like sticking to his 6 p.m. dinner schedule when she preferred eating later, or watching NCIS reruns instead of her favorite gardening shows on HGTV. Those differences forced her to adjust constantly, draining the ease she craved in her golden years. Living with someone means aligning habits, from how you spend your $200 monthly fund budget to whether you crank the AC to 68 degrees or keep it warmer. Sarah often felt like she was compromising her comfort just to keep the peace. Her single friend, Ellen, 71, had no such worries. She moved to a low-maintenance townhouse, painted it bright yellow, and set her thermostat exactly how she liked. Ellen could grill burgers for one on her patio or binge the Great British Bake Off at midnight without debate. That freedom to shape your days is what makes retirement special. But a partner's preferences can tug you in another direction. Even bigger choices, like cutting back on holiday decorations to save energy or skipping a 50-mile road trip to visit relatives, spark discussions that leave you second-guessing. Sarah longed to spend mornings at a local coffee shop, sipping latte and reading, but her husband wanted her home for shared breakfasts. It's not that love isn't worth it, but those daily negotiations chip away at your sense of ease. Staying single lets you craft a life that's all yours. Eat at Outback Steakhouse when you feel like it, keep your home clutter-free, or sleep in without explaining why. Research from the Journal of Gerontology shows that seniors living alone report higher satisfaction with their daily routines, free from the push and pull of someone else's habits. In your golden years, you've earned the right to live exactly as you please, whether that's a minimalist apartment or a schedule with zero compromises. Sarah envied Ellen's ability to decide every detail of her life, from bedtime to how she spent her Saturdays. A shared lifestyle can feel like a leash, but going solo means every choice reflects you, your comfort, your joy, your way. 5. Risk of conflict from differing priorities. In your golden years, you finally get to chase what matters most. Maybe it's a long dream trip to the Grand Canyon or saving up for a rainy day. But a partner can stir up tension when your priorities don't line up. Take Evelyn, a 71-year-old from San Diego who wanted to spend $5,000 from their savings on a cruise to Hawaii, picturing sunsets and hula shows. Her husband, though, insisted on using the money to remodel their kitchen, sparking arguments that dragged on for weeks. A 2023 survey by the National Council on Aging found that 52% of seniors in relationships face frequent disagreements over financial or lifestyle choices, from travel plans to family time. For Evelyn, it wasn't just the cruise, it was smaller clashes, like wanting to visit her grandkids 20 miles away in La Jolla, while he preferred staying home to watch Sunday night baseball. Those differences piled up, turning simple decisions into battles that left her exhausted. You might want to join a fitness class at the community center to stay active, but your partner pushes for cozy movie nights with popcorn instead. Or maybe you'd rather donate $100 to a local animal shelter, but they want to splurge on a new grill. Each mismatch chips away at the peace you deserve after 60. Evelyn's single friend, Clara, 70, had no such stress. She booked a solo trip to a nearby vineyard, spent evenings playing bridge with pals, and saved for what mattered to her without debate. Staying single means your goals steer the ship, whether it's driving 50 miles to a jazz festival or skipping social events to rest. Relationships thrive on compromise, but at this stage, constant tug-of-war over priorities can feel like a burden. Evelyn noticed how every plan, from holiday budgets to weekend outings, became a negotiation, dulling the joy of her days. Research from the Journal of Family Psychology shows that unresolved conflicts in later life relationships raise stress levels, impacting sleep and even heart health. Living alone, you sidestep those disputes entirely. Want to eat at In-N-Out Burger tonight? It's your call. Feel like skipping a cousin's barbecue to read in your backyard? No one's there to argue. Evelyn envied Clara's freedom to live by her own compass, choosing a watercolor class over a crowded party without a second thought. After years of balancing others' needs, your 60s and beyond should be about what lights you up, not hashing out whose idea wins. A partner's priorities can pull you off course, sparking friction that clouds your calm. Going solo lets you chart your path, whether it's a quiet evening with Netflix or a spur-of-the-moment drive to the beach, keeping your days free of conflict and full of what makes you happy. In retirement, that kind of harmony is worth everything. 6. Lack of space to pursue personal passions. Your golden years are the perfect time to dive into passions you've put on hold, maybe painting landscapes, strumming a guitar, or growing tomatoes in your backyard. But a partner can make it tough to chase those dreams. Take Dorothy, a 72-year-old from Phoenix, who always wanted to join a pottery class at the local community center, just 10 miles away, to shape clay into bowls for her grandkids. Her husband, though, thought it was a waste of time and $50 a month, nudging her to stick to their routine of watching The Masked Singer every Wednesday instead. A 2022 AARP survey found that 57% of seniors in relationships feel they can't explore new hobbies because of their partner's preferences, missing out on what sparks joy. For Dorothy, it wasn't just pottery. It was the guitar lessons she skipped because her husband preferred quiet evenings, or the gardening club she passed on to join him for golf outings he loved. Those sacrifices, big and small, piled up, dimming the excitement she felt for her own interests. Relationships often mean negotiating time and money, leaving your passions on the back burner. Dorothy's single friend, Alice, 73, faced no such hurdles. She signed up for a photography course, spent weekends snapping desert sunsets, and even started a small herb garden without anyone's approval. Living alone, you can drive 30 miles to a craft fair, spend $20 on watercolor supplies at Michael's, or practice piano at midnight if that's what calls you. Dorothy longed for that freedom, watching Alice glow with every new project, from knitting scarves to baking for church bake sales. Partnerships can box you into shared routines. Think weekly dinners at Applebee's or trips to his favorite fishing spot that don't always match your heart's desires. A 2021 study in the Journal of Aging Studies showed that seniors pursuing personal hobbies report lower stress and higher life satisfaction, something harder to achieve when a partner's needs compete for your time. Dorothy felt stuck, explaining why she wanted to spend mornings kneading clay instead of joining her husband's card games. Staying single hands you the reins. You can enroll in a dance class at the senior center, try bird watching in a nearby park, or binge YouTube tutorials on knitting without justifying it. Your 60s and beyond should be a canvas for rediscovering what makes you tick, not a schedule shaped by someone else's likes. Dorothy envied Alice's ability to fill her days with whatever lit her up. No compromises needed. A partner might share your life, but their priorities can crowd out your chance to explore. Going solo means every hour is yours to paint, plant, or play, whatever fuels your soul. In retirement, that space to chase your passions isn't just nice, it's what makes your days feel alive and truly yours. 7. Social and family expectations. In your golden years, you want to live for yourself, but a partner can tie you to expectations from family and friends that feel heavier than they should. Take Walter, a 75-year-old from Boston, who stayed in a fading marriage because his kids dreamed of throwing a big 50th anniversary bash at a harborside restaurant just 5 miles from home. He worried that leaving would disappoint his grandkids or spark whispers at his weekly church group, where folks admired his long marriage. A 2022 Pew Research study found that 49% of seniors feel pressure to maintain relationships, to uphold family traditions, or avoid judgment, even when it doesn't bring joy. For Walter, it wasn't just the anniversary, it was the constant push to host Thanksgiving for 15 relatives or keep up couples outings with neighbors when he'd rather spend quiet mornings reading at a local coffee shop. Those expectations, from kids wanting one big happy family to friends assuming you're a pair forever, can trap you in a life that feels more like a performance than a choice. Walter's single friend, Martha, 74, faced none of that. She skipped crowded holiday dinners to volunteer at a food pantry 10 miles away, joined a book club without explaining herself, and felt free to say no to invites that didn't spark joy. Staying single means you dodge the weight of others' hopes, whether it's your daughter's wish for a picture-perfect Christmas or your golf buddy's nudges to stay the happy couple. You can drive 20 miles to a jazz concert, donate $50 to a local library, or spend Saturday fishing without anyone expecting you to play a role. Walter felt the strain of keeping up appearances, like smiling through tense family barbecues when he craved solitude. A 2021 study in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships showed that seniors free from external pressures report lower stress and greater contentment, something tougher when a partner ties you to shared obligations. Living with someone often means fielding questions. Why skip the block party? Why not host Easter? That chip away at your peace. Martha thrived because she answered to herself, choosing potlucks with pals or quiet evenings with Netflix over events that didn't suit her. Walter envied her ease, wishing he could opt out of his son's annual clam bake without guilt. Your 60s and beyond should be about what makes you happy, not meeting others' visions of your life. A partner can anchor you to traditions or judgments that don't fit anymore, pulling you from the freedom to live authentically. Going solo lets you shape your days, volunteer, nap, or join a choir without the shadow of expectation. In retirement, that liberty to be yourself, not someone's spouse or a family's anchor, is what makes every moment feel like yours alone. In general, your golden years should be a time to savor every moment, free from burdens that dim your shine. These 7 reasons show that a partner can sometimes bring more stress than joy, tying you to compromises, duties, and expectations when you deserve to live on your terms. Whether it's reclaiming your independence, protecting your health, or chasing passions like painting or fishing, going solo can unlock a life that's truly yours. Ask yourself, are you living for your happiness or for habits and pressures that no longer fit? You've earned the right to choose. Stay with someone because they lift you up, or embrace independence to soar. Picture waking up to days shaped by your dreams, from coffee shop mornings to spur-of-the-moment road trips. In retirement, nothing should hold you back. Share your thoughts below, and let's make these years your brightest yet.